we have a special, we moved up one of our talks from later tonight to now. So we're in for a treat here. We have Minister Rudiantara, the Communication and Information Ministry of the Republic of Indonesia from 2014 to 2019. He's a professional in the field of telecommunications, as he's worked at almost every single telco in Indonesia, from Indosat to Telkomsel to XL Mindo, which is now XL and Telkom. All right, so we're going to sit down and do like 20 minutes with him with Enricko Iglesias from Tech in Asia. All right, let's give him a round of applause.
Okay. Yeah, first off, thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for coming here. I know that you have a tight schedule. We were supposed to start at night at 7, but what happened? I heard that the president asked you to come to do something.
Indeed, I got text this morning that I have to accompany him in the palace tonight. So I must apologize that I cannot join with you for tonight. You know?
Yeah, but still, you took your time and came to Startup Asia Jakarta, and you also spoke with a few tech players so far.
That is the reason that I came and join with you right now, because I want to learn about the startup business. To be frank with you, I came from telecommunication sector background indeed, you know, but I do not know nothing on the startup business until last week. We had a meeting with the Indonesian quote-unquote e-commerce and startup company as well, and briefed me and what kind of support needed from the government of Indonesia. I do believe that in Indonesia the government has not put much attention on the startup business thing.
So you had a meeting with the e-commerce players. So can you share to us a few things that they asked from the government? Like, what were their wish lists so far?
At least they share with me that they need some sort of probably incentive from fiscal point of view, from tax point of view. That's one of them. And then from the permit and licensing processes. And then the other one is, actually, to me, the less govern we have on this type of startup is probably the better for the industry itself. You know?
Okay, so let's get things started. So before we move on, in the next 5 years, what's your mission? What's your biggest goal? Like in the next, by 2019, what would the legacy of Pak Rudiantara as a ICT minister?
But even though I do not know on my agenda yet how to support in specific, in very detailed vision for this type of startup business, but I can assure with you that this kind of business won't be success in the future if we don't have infrastructure. So that's why government is now focusing on what they call is the broadband plan. Indonesia, we do have what we call broadband plan development until 2019. We have annual plan. Bottom line, to build this broadband plan, either this is for fixed network or wireless network, this country need to spend around 24 billion US dollars. Now, I have discussed with some big operators, some big telcos in Indonesia, whether they would like to incorporate this plan into their corporate plan. So if they want to incorporate in their business plan, so I have to offer them as well what kind of incentive do they need. Yeah. This is not only obligation, but this is some sort of, to me, this is something that the real government has to support. And I consider this type of startup business, whatever application, yeah, they need this infrastructure in the future. You know.
Interesting. So I think one of my wish lists so far when talking about the business of tech startups in the region, I think a lot of people would say that Indonesia is the biggest market in Southeast Asia, right? So do you think that Indonesia can also be the hub, the headquarters in Southeast Asia for tech startups? Do you think that that's viable in the next 5 years?
I think I concur with your opinion that Indonesia, quote-unquote, supposed to be the biggest market in the region. You know? It's
supposed to be. Yeah.
Supposed to be the biggest market in the region. This kind of business, I classify this one as the part of the consumer business. And we do have the comparative advantage, which is number of people. number of people will represent the market. This is my belief on that one, you know.
Yeah, we're big, we're huge. 82 million internet users so far. That's like more than 10 times the size of Singapore. However, a lot of companies opt to create their regional headquarters in Singapore instead. And they have problems like tax incentive, whether it's like permit. Do you think that you can do something about that in the next 5 years?
At least I will talk with other minister on that one. It's not under my control. Within my control is only ICT sector. Yeah? Regulatory infrastructures under ICT. But fiscal is beyond my territory. But I do have obligation at least to share with the Minister of Finance and share with them how is the potential of this kind of business in the future. I noticed from the last Friday presentation from our Indonesian e-commerce company that the transaction already reached by 2013 already reached $8 billion in Indonesia. I don't have the detailed vision, but that was the number that shared to me.
Right. So you're interested and you want to support the tech ecosystem in Indonesia. How can we ask you to help us? Can we just do we just give you data or what? Because you need to collaborate with other ministries, right?
Indeed. I came here to join with you, as I said earlier, that I want to learn. Yeah. I have no background at all on this kind of business, you know. But since I came from the telco company, the telco industry, I play by system. I want to know what kind of the driver or variable that will make this industry success in the future. Yeah? From that point of view, let's talk and let's discuss. I also had a chance to spend 15 minutes with the local investor and then foreign investor as well in the other room. And I'm trying to absorb what are their concerns, yeah? What are their, say, objective, yeah? What are their wish lists if they want to invest for Indonesian to local, to spend, to invest in Indonesia, as well as for foreigners to invest in Indonesia.
And that's good. I'm so happy that you're here and you're talking to everybody, you're listening to feedbacks, but I think what's going to matter at the end of the day is results, right? But
indeed,
so far we're happy. So hopefully that you can still keep on taking on feedbacks, and we will definitely wrap up some wish lists from all the tech ecosystem to be given to you in the future.
Please do, and I'm looking for that one, you know.
Right.
Even though I'm not promising that the government will deliver within 1 year, 2 years, or something like that. At least let's do something. Let's do something, and let's do something, you know.
Awesome. So now let's get back. Go to the other more I don't know big topic, because you hold the key to internet censorship in Indonesia, right? And a lot of people are now like saying that this is controversial. That this is this something right? Is this something that the government should do in Indonesia? Should they regulate? Is this is a bad regulation, or this is not? So, but apart all that, what's your stance about internet censorship in Indonesia? Should we do it? Should we not? And why do you do it?
I think this is not monopoly of Indonesia on censorship issue on the internet. I think this is also happening in other countries in the other part of the world, you know. My position on censorship, yeah, we have to do censorship, but on the as a necessary basis, and only for particular issues that is not aligned with our Indonesian cultures. I would like to share with you with my experience dealing with the Vimeo things, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Now,
the Vimeo one.
The Vimeo one, the famous Vimeo case in Indonesia. No? This is my 4th week. I'm not excused, but this is my 4th week being minister in Indonesia. No? Now, on the first week, end of the first week, some of my friends whispered me, "Hey, Ruth, we got a problem with Vimeo." "What is Vimeo?" I said, "Hey, you guys block the Vimeo. You are not allowed the creative, the netizen of Indonesia to use the Vimeo. So, what is the difference between Vimeo and other video sharing platforms such as YouTube?" Vimeo gave us the flexibility, but unfortunately, the government block us not to access to the Vimeo. And then I call my staff and ask them what happened to Vimeo things. You know? Actually, the government of Indonesia blocked access to the Vimeo by May this year. And then I asked my friend in the office, why do you block? Oh, Pak, because they are violating the Indonesian rules and regulations, blah, 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 with regard to the pornography, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, so what is the solution? We have not get the feedback from the Vimeo. What did you do? We sent email. How is the feedback? They have not sent us, they have not responded to our email. Okay, print out the email, and I read the email. This is typical American company. Their approach is very legalistic approach. So I read all of the emails, and I came to the decision that give me the mobile number or telephone number of Vimeo executive so I can reach them. And then at night I call them and just say to the officer of the Vimeo, I'm telling them, hey, I would like to introduce, my name is Rudiantara. I am the new Minister of ICT, just newly appointed last week, blah, 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 blah. I would like to discuss blah, 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 blah. And then on the following days, after the second days, I called them twice. You know, they sent us the email. I said, we acknowledge that we got the telephone from Minister Rudiantara. I do believe that someone in America, in that Vimeo company, think that who is the crazy guys saying that the minister would like to have a chit chat with the Vimeo things. And I do believe they browse through email or Google my name, who is Rudiantara. You know. But bottom line, we were able to have the video conference with the CEO of Vimeo, and we share our concern, and they share also our concern. That is the most important thing. What different probably an approach from the government right now? We want to listen. Yeah, we want to listen, and when we want to make any decision or rules and regulations, we talk with the we call it the multi-stakeholder approach. Who are the stakeholders, you know? Now, after that one, basically, I said to Kerry Trainer is the CEO of the Vimeo, please help me in order to help you. I want to quote unquote unblock the Vimeo in Indonesia. But you have to help me as well. Yeah. In the email they sent to me from their legal counsel, they said that we are not allowing the user to upload the pornographic content. Yeah. That's number one. Second, at the end, it's up to the user. It's a discretion of the user whether they want to proceed or not to proceed with the pornographic content.
Sir, so if we may just clarify, in Indonesia, nudity is also porn. But for them, nudity could also be considered art. So there's the difference of definition already, right?
Okay. Okay. And then, bottom line, I said that okay, can you help me to not to allow the Indonesian user to access to those content or pornographic content or something like that. On nudity, I think we have to share with you as well that if it is an art, yeah, we see a lot of actually Indonesian, the old Indonesians from Bali, from Java, they don't use any, they use underwear as well with the picture. Now,
right.
Can we call it as nudity or can we say it as an art, you know?
Right.
But bottom line, we have a good progress with Vimeo. So we are now in the process of discussing the technical process, how not to allow the Indonesian to access into the pornographic content or something like that. You know?
Right. Just one question from me. So you just mentioned that nudity can be considered porn by some people, but can also be considered art by some other people. So this is just a subjective thing. So do you think the government has the possibility to unblock, to redefine what pornography is? Do you think that Indonesia can say that, okay, from now on nudity is no longer porn? How viable is that?
Now, what I'm going to do as a minister, I would like to call again the stakeholders in this case, whoever it is, the professor in the culture, professor with the culture background, whatever it is, who can define whether this is falls into category or pornographic or not, you know. No, I'm not in the position to say, oh, this is pornographic or this is not pornographic.
Right.
I don't have any capacity to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a long debate whether we define nudity as porn. So we can just skip it for now because we have a lot of other things to talk about, right? So I know that the government is actively censoring pornography. So right now, up until today, you have blocked over 700,000 800,000 porn sites. However, the same approach, are you guys doing the same approach for, let's say, other negative content? For example, discriminatory websites that provoke people based on religion or gender or Sarah. What's Sarah? Race, religion. Yeah, those discriminatory websites. Do you take active stance to censor them?
I have discussed with my coordinating minister for security affairs, and if it is with regard to the national interest, then they are the one who should make a call, not the Ministry of ICT. Ministry of ICT is act based on the request. This is number one. I just met with the Ministry of Health as well in Taman Mini, and this is with regard to drugs.
Right.
Yeah. Because some of the drug sellers, they are promoting the drugs through internet as well, to their website, something like that, so the Minister of Health, that will be the one who call the shot, and then the ministry, my ministry will be the one who follow it up through the technical or operational follow up.
Right. So you're taking passive stance for those discriminatory websites, but as we can see from Pak Jokowi's, the president of Indonesia's election back then, or Pak Prabowo's, there were a lot of gossips, rumors that could endanger the national security, right? But none of any websites were banned, even if those websites were spreading false information. Why don't the ICT ministry right now take a stance just like porn to actively block them? Or why do you just focus on only porn?
No, actually we are not focusing on the porn. Yeah, porn becoming the priority probably because it was raised by the industry. I need also support from the industry. I need support from the netizen. I need support from the creative. So we cannot rely on the Ministry of ICT dealing with these issues, with those issues, So all users, they have also to participate dealing with these issues, This is my wish, So that's why pornography is not the only thing that we have to deal with right now, but becoming the priority because there was some issue with the Vimeo things or something like that. With the Sarah thing, particularly with the security issue things, sometimes due to the some specific reasons, so sometimes I do not talk too much on the security things, but I talk much with the Ministry of Defense or something like that.
Okay. Now another thing that people always ask is, in the last 5 years, how do the government censor? I mean, one, how do you can you give us a brief overview? How can the Internet Sehat, the government blocking regulatory body, be transparent in saying that this is the way we block things, and if you want to appeal, this is how the way you do it. Right now, I think there's no system like that. What do you think?
I'm preparing that one. Last night I met with probably for this room only, with the ICT Watch, with all NGOs dealing with the governance in the internet things,
Right.
And we're preparing on that one. We are preparing to address those issues.
Oh, okay. So in the future, maybe in 2015, so people can appeal if a website shouldn't be blocked to the government.
Something like that. Something like that. Even right now, yesterday I was informed that one of the minister decree, I think minister decree, which was issued on July this year, was being brought into the judicial review.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to listen. Even last night I met with the person who brought who brought who brought those issues into the Supreme Court, you know.
That's good. That's good. Listening to citizens is good. It's always good. Another thing that that's quite controversial right now is freedom of expression in the net. For example, I think last time around we had Florence Sihombing, from an Indonesian citizen who did online ranting on Path, but then got reblocked on Twitter, and now she's been well, it's a problematic situation for her right now because people are suing her. So, what's your stance regarding the regulation? People say that it impedes the freedom of expression.
I think this is with regard to the law or the ITA Act, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and particularly with the clause number 27.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now we are discussing this. I myself discussing with the how do you say in English, aparat penegak hukum?
The law.
Sorry.
The law and order, right?
Huh?
Yeah. The law enforcer, right?
Oh, okay, law enforcers. Because we have to educate them as well, you know. I'm not bad-mouthing one of organization in Indonesia, but again, socialization, what I consider the socialization of that act was not enough. Yeah, this is with regard of that specific clause saying that the law enforcer, they can use that clause, to put the people in jail without confirmation from the pengadilan itu apa?
From the court.
From the court.
Yeah.
So they just put the people and then just put the people and then just keep asking and trying to find
The evidence.
the evidence, but the people already in jail. That is the issue. We have this experience. We experienced this one. There was every month on average 4 cases already until October last year. Until October last month.
Right. So, what's your stance? Are you gonna just socialize this better for all law enforcers, or do you think that we should change this? We should like just slash and
No. We have an option.
Right.
One option, as you mentioned, we just reduce the number of the years to be in prisons, from 6 years to lower number or something like that. So the law enforcement, they are not allowed anymore to put the people in jail and then later on to find the evidence. That's one of the option. Yeah. The other option is we educate, we cooperate with the law enforcer, because we consider this is as less specialist law as well. So only the specialist law enforcer, certified law enforcer, they may use this clause. This is option number 2. Option number 3, since this is with regard the ICT, so the law enforcer should come from the ICT Ministry Office. This is at least with 3 options that we are currently discussing internally. Interesting.
So when that happens, I think that's better at least. Just a last question from me because we run out of time, right? So what's the ideal case for this UU ITE 27? I mean, what kind of case that should go to court, or what kind of case that should not go to court? Because sometimes even sending a private SMS can land you in jail.
If it is private to private, if you text me SMS,
and you feel offended, that's what happened actually. And then you sue me, I would go to jail.
Yeah, but again, it depends on the law enforcer how to see this case, you know.
Right.
So if we educate better on the law enforcers, I do believe that this case can be eliminated in the future, something like that, you know.
So,
but again, Pak Enricko, we do have a case, 4 cases on average every month until October this year. But look at from the other side, the positive side, there are millions or probably 100 million transactions protected by this law. Yeah, we do have the internet bankings, the e-wallet thing, something like that. That those transactions is based on the law. But I'm not saying that this is 100% okay. Case is still a case, then you still have to address the case. That's bottom line.
Okay, so have so many questions, but maybe we can do follow up. So, but thank you so much for taking time here.
Thank you very much for your participation as well. Probably, I wish to extend my wish as well that please invest in Indonesia. Thank you very much.